Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. So as you can tell by the thumbnail, I am going to be making a series called Lawless. And as you can tell by the name, it will be dealing with some villanous Sims who can't help but act on their wicked impulses. Also, the beginning of the story will be based in Britechester University, as both of these Sims will be doing a villainy degree, but I will let you know their backstories. So we will just be diving right into meeting them today, and I hope that these two evil characters will end up meeting together in this episode. So let's go and meet them. We'll start off with Meryl. So first off, we are brought to Meryl. Let me just talk about her backstory. So firstly, Meryl was very different as a toddler sim. She was actually very kind and generous. However, one day she was chasing a butterfly and she wasn't watching out for where she was going and fell into a rocky lake, hit her head, and ended up in a coma for a few days. Now, when she woke up, she was a completely different person. So she went from being a really kind-hearted sim to being a cruel, mean-hearted sim, and her parents were shocked when this happened. They even tried to get therapy for her, but even the therapist couldn't take just one session. That's how bad she was. So obviously nothing worked, but her parents always supported her, and when she turned 18 they bought her an apartment, and they would always give her money if she needed it, because obviously she couldn't get a job with how bad her attitude and personality was. So later on, now at 22, she is using the money her parents donate to her to do a villainy degree in hopes to find a job where she could actually get employed. So with her traits, I've given her the psychopathic tendencies aspiration, which I installed with the extreme violence mod, and I think she also has the evil trait. Let's just double check. I've given her the kleptomaniac trait, snob, and evil, and then of course psychopathic tendencies aspiration. And obviously you don't get a lot of sims like her, so she's very difficult to get along with. So I'm just going to play with her for a little bit and get her to make some frenemies and just some enemies. I don't think she has any frenemies. I just go straight to enemies. Oh yeah, and she's also living with Julia and Becca. So let's just play with her for a little bit. Let's get her to meet Shayna. Let's just be a little bit cruel and the mean-hearted Meryl she is. So I did play with her a little bit beforehand, just to kind of build up some negative relationships. I got her to punch a sim, and she ended up gaining confidence over that, because that's just the sim she is.
Sula, Loonies, Gelsey, Nepa.
So yeah, as you can tell, I played with her a little bit beforehand and got her to punch Nadia. Look how bad their relationship is, and look at her face. It was crazy. I can get her to punch some more sims. Her character is very violent, and you know, she just gains pleasure off of hurting people, which is why she is so suitable for doing the villainy degree. So look, this relationship's already off on a bad start. Let's maybe try and use extreme violence. I love Snatch Weave. That is hilarious. I just find it so funny. Look at that. She just looks like a complete egg. And look at Meryl. Oh, she even fainted. Oh wow, that sent their relationship bar off. Meryl's just standing there casually doing nothing. Let's go and be cruel to some other sims. Maybe let's be cruel to Becca. Cruella de Vil.
Brankavint, Vina Iffel Im.
Oh, Becca's like, excuse me? And Julia's like, that's it. Turn off the TV and leave the room before it gets out of hand. Throw drink. Whoa! Aww. She gains so much pleasure out of that. Anyway, let's... Oh my. Oh, this just makes me feel sad just looking at her. She actually looks kind of cute without that short red bob. I mean, it didn't even match her eyebrows anyway, so Meryl kind of did you a favour, girl. Let's go and meet Hector, who I want Meryl to build a relationship with, and hopefully will become partners in crime. So Hector is also living in Britechester University on campus. So they're both doing their villainy degree in Britechester University. So Hector has always been that kind of bad child. Well, not bad, just very psychopathic in a way. He was known as the evil genius, even as a child, because even though he was clever, he would use his knowledge of science to dissect animals and swap their limbs with other ones and stitch them back up again, and it was just gruesome. And he even got suspended from school once because a teacher found in his backpack a dead rabbit with no eyes. And I mean, from a child, that's just kind of creepy because you expect children to be innocent. Even his parents were really creeped out by him and they didn't really talk to him much. But he was a big introvert, so that didn't really matter. But anyway, his parents they forced Hector to become vegetarian to kind of teach him a lesson that animals aren't meant to be harmed. And it was getting better for them. But in reality, they didn't actually know what was still going on with him. So when Hector was 15, his dad went into his room and found a notebook with these drawings of callous methods of human sacrifice. And that was the final straw. That was it. They sent him straight to a mental rehabilitation hospital in hopes that he would get better. And, you know, he did. But it was all kind of fake because even though the authorities claimed he was treated and he could go back into society, behind it all, Hector still had these very morbid thoughts in his head and plans that no one knew about. But, you know, he was more of that kind of psychopath where you appear normal on the outside, but on the inside it's just very dark and evil. But once he was out, a few years after that, he decided that he would go to university. He didn't really know what he wanted to do, but he just knew that he wanted enough knowledge to commit to his evil plans and decided to do a villainy degree because he wanted to learn how to inflict as much pain on Sims without getting caught. So that's his backstory. It's kind of confusing, but all in all, people still think that he's been treated, that he's okay now, but we're just kind of waiting to see something break out of him and for all these Sims to become shocked. So he is still very mean towards his flatmates. But it's kind of interesting because he will sometimes be nice, but also be mean at the same time. Kind of like a narcissist in a way. So here he's already got a failed relationship. Let's just insult because that's typical of mean people, just to insult others. So yeah, I've purposely dressed him in kind of dark clothing. Likewise with Meryl, her outfit just seems kind of what a villain would wear. I wasn't too sure about the jeans, but I'll just have to do. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. He has the public enemy aspiration, and I think he has very similar traits to Meryl as well, which is why I think they'll be very compatible. So I've given him the materialistic trait, kleptomaniac, and also evil. So the only difference between him and Meryl is that Meryl's a snob and he is materialistic. I thought it was kind of interesting to give him these traits because even though he's more of a kind of evil mastermind, I thought it was interesting to give him materialistic trait just because when he was younger he became very obsessed with collecting these kind of dead animals, and like the more he had the more powerful he felt. And then the kleptomaniac because he would also steal from the science departments certain equipment for dissecting and certain kind of acids and chemicals just to experiment on animals. And it's hard for me to say it because I am vegan and I hate any harm that comes to animals, but I think this whole backstory, it just kind of makes it really interesting because it just creeps people out. It's disgusting, it's gruesome. That's just what makes it so much more interesting. Like, you would never ever want to be in the same room as Hector once you knew him. Anyway, so let's play with him a bit as well. Let's get him to be kind of horrible but also slightly nice in a very confusing way, in a way to make Sims feel confused whether to trust him or not. So as I said before, I do want Hector and Meryl to meet in this episode just so that the story can begin. Let's be mean to Josie.
Luna Sig, Gagahara. Get up. Oh, Yipsy. Snurs.
So let's send him around and hopefully he will bump into Meryl at some point, because I don't really want to manipulate the whole game and force them to meet in the exact same place on purpose. Like, I don't want him to go over to her accommodation. I think it would be more interesting if they just randomly met. So maybe let's go to Darby's den. So I never really planned on how they were going to meet, but I think if Hector makes a club mainly for evil people, it's going to be an evil club, then I think that just might be the thing, because I don't know what I was thinking getting them to meet randomly. That's like, the odds of that happening is so low. So let's just call it evil dweevils. Okay, so now I am going to play as Meryl and get her to join this club. So yay, he's made his evil dweevils club. So let's find Meryl now. Okay, so let's get Meryl to join the Evil Dweevils Club. Join a club. Evil Dweevils, yes. Welcome to Evil Dweevils. I'm happy that you have decided to join our club. We're having a club gathering and would love for you to introduce yourself to the group. Okay, let's go. Yes, I'll be right there. Okay. So, it's just them two. I feel like it's a little bit weird that it's just them two because it just doesn't feel like a club. But then again, they are the worst of the worst, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, let's go inside and get a drink. I just realised I won't be able to play as Hector, but that's alright. Ooh. Wow, what a sim. Meryl Morliam just stopped what they were thinking and for a moment and found themselves staring at Hector Robin Steele. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. That man has so many other qualities that make Meryl's heart race as if it were on a cross-country marathon. Their handsome features meet Meryl's desires so readily that it's almost as if whatever created such a sim sculpted him specifically for them. Oh, thank you! Okay, so let's go inside and get this club started. So, I don't even know where Hector's room is, but Meryl's just gonna be a bad girl to Josie. She is gonna be mean. She is gonna rude introduction. Yes. Give that guy a bit of your medicine. even though he doesn't need it.
Dame Queen. Wanna what, so?
So, hi Hector. Yeah, Joyce, leave the room. Okay, no, everyone's leaving the room. Okay, sure, let's go somewhere. Let's go to your room. Do you have a room? Oh, so she just decided to be horrible with him, and obviously their relationship is not going off on a good start. I suppose when you're trying to get evil sims to have a relationship with each other, but like a kind of romantic relationship, I guess, it's going to be incredibly difficult because you can't, get close to someone by being completely horrible to them all the time. So maybe let's just try and, she is in a flirty mood. How's Hector feeling? I feel like he's just in a normal mood, maybe. Let's possibly just try and go straight into being romantic with him, just because I don't think Meryl can pull off being friendly. Compliment appearance or flirt. Maybe let's flirt. Oh, he's feeling embarrassed. And then there's just someone on the toilet. Okay, good. So he's still feeling embarrassed, but hopefully... Okay, they can't embrace, obviously. Maybe flirt some more. I need to try and get Hector in a flirty mood, but I can't even play with him, so it's gonna be a bit difficult. Let's just, I suppose Meryl's just gonna be the leader here. Let's get them to exchange numbers. Yes, okay, so their relationship is already starting off romantically, which is perfect. Ooh, totally digging me. Okay, so this is just going the way I wanted it to. So let's just get their relationship up high. Attempt to seduce. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. Oh, okay. Okay, so that now they're naturally being flirty with each other, so that's good. Confess attraction. Yes. Oh, she just insulted him. Oh no, this is going to be so difficult. No. Yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking, getting two evil sims to build a relationship. This is going to take me years. Let's do some more flirting. I feel like flirting is the safest thing to do. No, you like him. So someone's just having a shower back there. Okay, he's very close now from Meryl. Oh, look at that. Look at that sauciness. Look at her cheeky smile, but look at him playing hard to get. Ooh, the eye contact. Okay, so be romantic, flirt. Oh, why does he seem so sad? No, Hector. Hector, no. She's gonna start feeling embarrassed now. Okay, well, this is not going great. Let's try and... Okay, well, is there even a point of me trying this? Can I be friendly? I can't even be friendly. Enthused about thrill of steel. Okay, this might work. This will hopefully show Hector that she's on the same level as him. She's a kleptomaniac. She's just like you, so like her back, please. Yay! Okay, they're friends again. Look at them. Okay, they're getting along now. So maybe I do have to kind of build their friendship level up first, which is going to be really difficult, and then their romantic relationship. Gossip. Gossip. Okay. Okay. Something dramatic has to happen now, because this is just... when there's no challenge, it just seems a little bit boring. So let's see if we can do something. Let's maybe... just maybe use the extreme violence mod. Wake up. Should we wake him up? Let's wake him up. Wait, he wears glasses to bed? People who wear glasses to bed are the same people who wear socks while they sleep. Right, Meryl. Let's just be annoying. Is he even awake? He's probably in his third stage of sleep paralysis. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well that just happened. Okay. You've just got a slit in your head and that just, oh, that's making me feel weird. I feel like the Sims just heard me say that I need something dramatic to happen and that just happened. Okay, so he's randomly died. So, well that, oh, okay. Oh, no, 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 no. This is not happening. No, this is not happening. Okay. I'm speechless right now. Sorry, I'm more distracted by this dude. Okay, that is creepy as hell. I can't look at that. I probably should have disabled some things before I started this because this is not good. Okay, so we're back to square one. This time I'm gonna be a bit more organized and disable the autonomous action. I have played with extreme violence before and I know that some of these Sims can just autonomously hurt and kill other Sims. And so I became so used to it, I forgot to disable all of them. So she's going to join this club. Okay, let's try this all over again, and this time let's not have Sims getting killed all over the floor because I don't think anyone wants to clean up all that blood. Okay, I've changed their autonomy towards extreme violence, and I also realised that I did put extreme violence in the acceptable category in the club, which wasn't really the best idea, so I'm going to change that to just use non-deadly extreme violence because yeah, I don't really want my main characters being killed off this early. So now let's try again. I'm going to be playing as Hector this time, and hopefully he can woo in Meryl Morlium. So obviously we don't want to be horrible, we want to be friendly in a... Oh, brag about possessions. Okay, let's do that. So she's feeling flirty, which is already a good start. And if he just wants to turn around properly, because this is really bad body language. Dude, come on. Yes. Gossip. Let's do that. Let's gossip. Okay. Try and be a bit more maybe romantic now. Will it work? Will it work? Flirt. Let's try it. Oh god, he just had to do that, didn't he? Thanks, Hector, thanks. Okay, yes, perfect. Right, let's keep going. Ooh, okay. So, looks like Hector Robinstill formed a positive impression towards Meryl Morlium. This should help shape a good relationship and build more trust. Okay, well that's interesting because mainly for Meryl, she's more of the person who finds it difficult to trust people. I mean, in a weird way, she only does just trust her parents because at the back of her mind, she still loves them, but obviously because of everything else that happened, internally traumatized her brain, it just somewhat makes it difficult for her to trust people.
Sibuna Torble Farbe.
Want a fob?
Clarsheen.
Banaz.
Okay, so Meryl's going inside because she's tired. But their friendship level is getting higher, and this time I kind of know how to get it high without one of them jumping in and being horrible to the other. So look, it's already 5 AM in the game. It's already daytime, and I mean, the relationship bar, I think that's pretty much okay. That's quite decent. So I think I'll just stop there because this is just taking me ages just to get them to just be kind to each other. I mean, they've mainly just been talking about like discuss evil plans, talk about the thrill of stealing, and brag about possessions, like just very unhealthy options of conversation. But you know, it's what they like and it's what's getting their relationship bar higher, so what can you say, hey? So Meryl's going now. She's been tired this whole time, and I'm gonna make Hector watch a horror film because he goes to bed at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. He doesn't sleep at night. He's nocturnal and he prefers to go to sleep to horror films. A bit like Lady Gaga, how she watches horror films to relax. Kind of weird. Anyway, I'm going to end there now. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up. I should be making episode 2 by next week. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want to get notified when the next episode comes up. It should be coming up around the same time as I post this one. And I'm kind of excited to play that one. So thank you, goodbye.